Hi everyone, I'm back today with Zeta Yarwood, a successful career coach here in Dubai. And on last week's video, we talked about her experience of redundancy and how she overcame that to become the successful career coach she is today. Today's video is going to focus on how Zeta has used LinkedIn to create a successful brand and how she has gained over 200,000 followers on LinkedIn. I'm hoping Zeta will also share some tips on how we can all start to use LinkedIn a little more effectively to position ourselves for success. Zeta, thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
So LinkedIn, I follow you on LinkedIn, of course, and I recently saw that you had posted you gained over 200,000 followers, which is incredible. You have, very high engagement. People are always kind of liking and commenting, which actually is quite difficult to achieve on LinkedIn because of the algorithms and so on. First of all, why is LinkedIn your social media platform of choice? How has it benefited you?
Well, because I predominantly work in the kind of professional space. So I do a lot of career coaching, I do a lot of leadership coaching, and I predominantly work with senior professionals, whether that's career coaching, leadership coaching, or life coaching. There's just if we talk about audience, my audience is predominantly on LinkedIn. Don't get me wrong, they're on Instagram and they're on Facebook as well. But in terms of the challenges and the problems that they're facing and they need my support with, they're probably going to be on LinkedIn looking for more information around that on there. So for me, LinkedIn is my social media platform of choice just purely because of my audience. That's where they're hanging out. It's benefited me in quite a few ways. From a personal point of view, I've developed some really good friendships from there, made some really good contacts, connections, a really nice sense of community. I'm just so blessed. My community are super supportive, super encouraging. They're just fantastic. So that's been a massive benefit for me. From a business perspective, I would say 80 to 90% of my business comes from LinkedIn.
Wow, that's amazing.
So they'll see something on LinkedIn and then they'll Google me and then they'll go to my website and then they'll contact me through my website or they'll contact me directly through LinkedIn. So I would say from a business point of view, it's visibility, it's branding, it's marketing, it's a touch point, it's where people can see me. The business benefits are immense.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And how long did it take you to actually build such, a loyal LinkedIn community?
That was a journey. So I joined LinkedIn in 2008. I was joined as a recruitment consultant. So it's very different. But up until about 2013, I think it was about 6,500 connections. So back in those days, we didn't have followers, we had connections.
That's still actually quite high, but...
Right, okay, but that was because I was in recruitment and I was constantly getting in touch with people. 6,500 was quite typical for a recruitment consultant.
Okay.
And then when I actually started my business, I think it had gone up to about 13,000, which was quite high. So in 2015, there weren't that many content creators around. So I was posting articles, I was posting an article every week, I was posting an inspirational quote 3 times a week. But nobody else was really doing that. So I was actually quite visible back then. So I think initially timing was probably a good thing. Like there just was the amount of content creators was significantly less. And then I would say in 2017, LinkedIn changed dramatically. A whole brand new bunch of people just joined LinkedIn and they were very heavy on the content creation. Everyone was creating content. And that's where a lot of people noticed their following jump quite a lot. So I think I went from 13,000 to 30,000 quite quickly. It's probably only really been this last year where it's gone from, I think it was 60,000 to literally over 200,000. So, and in terms of that, I think I was very fortunate to be supported by some people who already had a large following. And so when they liked my content, all of a sudden 500,000 people in their network were now seeing my content. Yeah. So I think that really helped as well.
Amazing. And you touched upon a few points there as to maybe how you've achieved that success on LinkedIn, but is there anything that you can identify specifically that you think has led to your success on the platform?
Well, I think just going by the feedback that I get from my community, a lot of it is coming down to adding value. So making sure that everything that I write is relevant to the people that I'm trying to connect with. So always picking topics that are contemporary, that people are actually going through right now. So I think being relevant is definitely there, adding value, making sure that you're not just talking for the sake of talking, you're actually adding value in some kind of way. And I think the other word that comes up quite a lot is authentic. So people say that whenever they read my stuff or whenever they see a video, it just comes across as authentic. And people buy authenticity. Or buy into authenticity. They hate feeling like they're being sold to. They hate feeling like the person on the other side has an agenda. So show up as yourself, show up with an authentic intention, show up to add value, and generally speaking, consistency as well. So show up if once, twice, 3 times a week, whatever that looks like for you, whatever you can do right now. Yeah. Those are probably the key points that I would say.
Perfect. So focus on your audience more maybe than yourself.
For sure.
Thank you. And then in terms of people who want to maximise their presence on LinkedIn, because this is something I've started to do recently as well, do you have any tips for that?
So there are lots of different ways of being visible on LinkedIn, and I think the obvious one is creating content. So in terms of the content that you can create videos, you can write articles, you can write long form, short form, purely text posts. So that's kind of the most obvious way. The sort of second way of doing things is by actually connecting with people, genuinely being interested in someone and showing an interest in that person, rather than, hey, can I have a job? Or, hey, I want to connect with you just because I want to increase my following or whatever. Connect with people for a really genuine reason, support them, offer to help them, show interest in them. So that's really, really key. The other way of being much more present is by commenting on and engaging on other people's content. And I think that's a really big opportunity there. I've got quite a few clients purely based on a comment that I added to somebody else's post.
Wow.
I added a bit of value, I shared a bit of experience, I talked about a client story, whatever that is. They then read that and they were like, actually, I want to connect with you because of this reason, and this reason. So if you engage from a posting point of view, from a connecting with people directly point of view, but also from a commenting point of view, making sure that with every time you connect, you're adding value, you're showing an interest in somebody else and you're offering to help them, that's a really good way of increasing your visibility.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Zeta. And again, really, really grateful that you've come and given us your tips on how to use LinkedIn.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you everyone for watching.